All right, come here. Chance up, fellas.
General thoughts, Coach. Fair to say, tough loss.
Yeah, hats off to Eleanor Roosevelt. It's a really good team. They're really well coached. They run great material. Down 10 at the half, we fought back. We went up 5 or 6 with 2.5 minutes left in the fourth, and then they fought back. It was a battle. Hats off to them. They made a play more down the stretch than we were able to do tonight. No doubt about it.
Coach, take us through the last play. It looked like you were trying to give Ike an opportunity to take his man off the dribble, but what was the game plan for that?
So we had 1 timeout left. We burned 3 timeouts in the first half. I mean, just to kind of weather the storm. And so if he makes the free throw, Ryan knew it's his decision, along with my guidance, to get across half court. If we don't like what we see, we're going to burn the timeout. We loved what we saw. We went to a box set. We call special. Ryan gets a handoff to Ike. Ryan goes down middle, back to the basket. He can go off a staggered screen left, single screen right from the big fella Cam Byers. Eleanor Roosevelt did a great job of jumping it. Ryan did a great job of giving it back up to Ike. They did a great job of jumping Ike. We work late shot clock stuff all the time. It was 7.6 or 7.4 to go full court. Once we crossed, we run the play at 7 seconds. So all those options happen real quick. Was super proud of the guys. Cam ends up with the ball, gets a great look, takes a great shot, just doesn't quite go in. We even had a chance for maybe a putback there right at the end of tap. But again, Eleanor Roosevelt got stopped. We didn't get the bucket.
Talk about your decision not to play zone in the second half, despite having some reasonable success in the first half.
Yeah, so we had a situation also where we got some guys in some foul trouble, not major foul trouble, and Cam Brown's an excellent player, and we were playing third man on him, which means we were switching everything in our man except for him, so it's almost like a matchup zone. So we were totally comfortable playing our what we call our 2X. When we went zone, they actually hit 3 threes, and we didn't want to get that going. So I'm not sure how much success we had playing zone there. That's when they went up 10 at the half, and we went back to our switching man-to-man. We switched everybody except Cam Amaruso because he was the matchup for Cam Brown, something we prepped, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, again, they made a play or 2 more than we were able to do.
Was fatigue ever a thought, though, considering having a relatively short bench?
We work hard. We had 82 practices this year. These guys work their tails off. We've played on the college court 5 or 6 times this year. We don't take off ever any practices. It's always a concern in a game like this, but when we looked at the opponent, we felt like they were also fatigued. You saw 2 guys go down with cramps. Our guys weren't going down with cramps, so we felt that was our best opportunity to get the win. We call it phase 3, where we're pushing the ball a little bit, not just pressuring them with our defense, but also with our offensive pace. I think both teams were fatigued at the end, 2-point game. I don't think we would change much doing it again. I really don't.
Coach, I know it's a tough loss and everything, but this atmosphere was unbelievable. The crowd came out, and I know it's a tough pill to swallow right now, but the memories are going to be there forever.
I appreciate
about that.
I appreciate that, absolutely. And we talked about that as a group. These young men sitting here to my left and right are unbelievable. And I told them back in the locker room, other than, marrying my wife, the birth of my 2 kids, I'll take the 82 practices and the 25 games with these guys every single time. It's such an enjoyable group to coach. They're so coachable. They're super talented, but they're even better young men. And I told them, we lost to Perry Hall last year by 1. Many of you guys were there. And I told our lone senior that played tonight, Cam Amaruso, I promised him, looked him dead in the eye, I promised him that we would be down here this year. Then we had team camp down here in June, and we were in the locker room, and I said to the guys, we will be down here. We took another step in our program. We're going to be back, but you're right. We should enjoy this season. The season was not a failure. Tonight, we didn't win the game, but it was a heck of a season, and you're right, that's not easy to really say after a tough loss when, you know, the five of us up here would love to tip it back up right now and play again because, you know, we came up short.
Ryan, talk about the 2-1-2 pressure, particularly in the first half. Did you guys expect to see as much of it as you did?
Yes, we did. We scouted this team pretty well. Coach had put up a good scout on us on huddle, and you know they played it pretty well. You know, it's almost like they tempted it. They felt like they tempted it to get the ball in the middle, just so they can get the ball. And props to them for running that. That was a great 2-1-2 against us. And you know, props to their coach.
Matt, did you guys get the sense coming into this game that you were an underdog?
Oh, there's no question. And we talked about that. You know, a lot of people, I mean, a lot of you guys reached out. Everybody's been talking about this potential matchup for months. We had enormous pressure on us at the regional championship on Friday. And once we won that game, you know, we were loose at practice. We had 4 great practices. You guys all know basketball. It's tough this time of year to just bust out great practice after great practice. The guys were loose. The ball was going through the basket rapidly. Everybody in the world was telling them they didn't stand a chance. Did I feel like we were the underdog? Yeah, I mean, that's a senior-dominated team. You know, they are more experienced than us. But we didn't get too caught up in that. We know we can put the ball in the basket. We know we have the talent. We know we could get stops when needed. And it never showed more than being down 10 and coming out, cutting it to 5. I kept telling them, let's cut it to 5. Let's cut it to 5. Before you know it, we get a continuation basket. We get a lead. We get a tie. They get it back. So, yeah, I mean, on paper, we were probably the underdog because of their senior experience. I mean, you're talking about 2 sophomores and 2 juniors right here. But, like, we were up for the challenge. You know what I mean? We were excited about coming down here and proving everyone that we could beat Eleanor Roosevelt. Again, we just came up a play or 2 short.
Who was guarding Gross on that 3 that they called the foul on at the very end? Walk me through that play, Cam. What did he kick out? What was kind of your thoughts on that?
When I closed out, I made sure that I ran beside him so that they wouldn't call foul, but he kicked his leg out. So then they had let it continue, but then afterwards they had called the foul. I guess he went to the free throw line and knocked down the shot.
Evans, talk about your team regaining poise down the stretch. You guys might have been down double digits and you eventually took the lead.
I feel like we just got to hone in and really lock in and just get that win because we was really up 6. And they just wanted it more. So simple.
Just talk about the experience, you guys. I mean, it's always tough to lose the last game, but just talk about what you guys have accomplished. First time in 42 years, the Dulaney basketball team is playing in the state Final Four.
I would say throughout the season, I feel as though us 4 and like as a program, we learned a lot more of like brotherhood and coming together and how to play and playing for each other. I feel as though this loss is going to make us come even closer for next year and for us to really work on certain stuff, especially me and Ryan, Ike, Shay, like come closer together for next year so that next year we don't have this feeling again. And throughout the season, we had a good overall season. Like Coach Lockley said, the season isn't a loss. I mean, we had a great season. A lot of people counted us, didn't really expect us to get here, but we made it here. And down the stretch, we just got outmatched. I mean, sometimes it's like that.
Ryan and Isaiah just talk about this experience, and this will definitely add fuel to you guys fight for next season.
I feel it's a great experience because last year came up a little short, but this year I think we played hard and won the regional championship. So I feel like this is a great experience and we'll be back next year, most definitely.
You know, as he was saying, it was a huge experience for us. Like you said, 42 years since we won a regional championship, so that was a big goal for us. We didn't accomplish all the goals that we set out to be in the beginning of the season, but I think overall we still had a pretty great season, and I'm just thankful to be here with my guys.
Any other questions, guys?
Thank you, guys. Great fight.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.